Good morning, everyone. This is Maurice Bay, and I got a few questions I want to ask you. How you feeling today? How you doing today? How are you feeling? How's everything going? How's everything working out for you? Is everything looking up for you? How you doing? How's your attitude right now? Are you happy? Are you excited? How's everything going? What's going on with you? What's going on in your life? I just wanted to ask you a few of these things. Because if you're answering these questions and you're like, you know what? Things are not going the way I want them to go. Things are not unfolding the way I want them to unfold. Things are not happening the way I wanted to happen. No, I'm not happy. I'm in a bad mood. I'm having a bad morning. If those are the type of responses that you have to these questions that I ask you, then I got to talk to you real quick, because that never goes over good with me, all right? I want people to enjoy their life. I want people to be, happy. I was just, listening to a show a minute ago, and on the show, excuse me, on the show, they were talking about the state of America, the state that people are in nowadays. And he was talking about how so many people nowadays are in a rut, and so many people nowadays are unhappy with their situations, and so many people are in a situation that they feel like they can't get out, and they feel like there's no hope. There's so many people out there right now that feel like there's no hope. That's what this show was about. And I actually can verify that from my own experience. Again, just from listening to people and talking to people, a lot of the times what I hear and what I see is, people that don't have a lot of hope in their situation. And I recognize it because I've been there. I absolutely recognize it because I've been there. I know the things that a person says that has no hope, and I know some of the actions that a person takes that has no hope. But I'm here to tell you this morning that if you got no hope in your situation, if you have no light at the end of the tunnel, if you got nothing to look forward to, if when you wake up in the morning you're not extremely excited, if you're not ready for the day, if you're not looking forward for the day or forward to the day, then you have control over that. I want you to understand that. You don't have to just sit back and just take things like they are. You don't have to just be unhappy with your situation just because it's not going the way you want it to, So I want to talk to you real quick about a few things that you can do to, take back control of your situation, because really that's what it's about. If you just sit back and wait for the right things to come to you and wait for the right things to happen to you, then your chances of the right things happening to you and happening for you are very, very slim. That means you're dependent on luck to take you to the next level. Well, getting a raise, for instance, at your job is not about luck. There's a science to that. There's things that you can do to induce a raise. And so instead of sitting back and asking for a raise and hoping that you get it, I want to tell you just a few things that you can do to claim your own raise, to climb the ladder yourself instead of waiting for somebody to give you a raise to climb the ladder. And one thing you have to do is you have to start to take control. You have to take control over your life. You have to take control over your situation. And one of the first steps that you have to apply when it comes to taking control of your situation, of your life, is you have to be accountable for what goes on in and around you. Excuse me. You have to take responsibility for what goes on with you and in your life. And a lot of people are not willing to do that. They'll say they are, but they're not willing to do that because, you ask a person why they aren't doing what they want, why they don't have what they want, and circumstance is normally the answer. I don't have what I want because this, because that, because this person ruined it, because that person ruined it. Children, sometimes I didn't get a good grade because the teacher, because of the grading scale. People at work, I'm broke because, my job doesn't pay me enough. People in a relationship, I'm unhappy because my wife is whining all the time, because my husband, he's too whatever, right? But, that is the sayings of a person that has left their life up to circumstance. They have left the happiness of their situation up to someone else. And when you decide that you want to be happy, that comes with taking control, and you have to be accountable. You have to be responsible. You have to accept the fact that if things aren't going the way you want them to, you brought that into your situation. You have to accept the fact that if you're broke, if you don't have any money, you created that situation. You have to accept the fact that if you don't have the relationship, the health that you want to have, there's things that you did to get yourself to that point. Once you understand that, once you're willing to accept that, the next step is allows you to be able to take control and say, all right, well, the same steps that I took consciously to get me to this point, obviously there's steps, things that I can do consciously to get me to another point. If we can consciously get to where we don't, or unconsciously get to where we don't want to be, man, I ended up here and I found out that there's definite steps that I took to get where I don't want to get, then it should make sense that there's definite steps that we can take to get to where we want to get. And the first thing that you have to do, and the most important thing you have to do, is take control, be responsible for yourself, be responsible for your situation, be accountable for yourself, be accountable for your situation, the things that come into your life and the results that you get. Once you look at it from that point of view, you have taken the first step of taking back control of your life. Once you do that, then you can move to the next step, which is making a decision, which is deciding what you want to do, which is picking a path that you want to go in. And that's about choice. That's about choice. And to understand that, you got to know what's out there. You got to see what's out there. And to know and see what's out there, you got to have an open mind. And a lot of people nowadays, because they live in fear, because they live in doubt, they don't have an open mind. They're very closed-minded to new ideas and things. They're very closed-minded to thinking outside of the box. If you want to get somewhere you've never been, you totally have to be willing to do something you've never done, which requires open-mindedness and thinking out of the box. Once you develop that train of thought, that line of thinking, I'm accepting responsibility, I'm willing to accept responsibility and accountability for what goes on. I have chosen what I wanted to do because I've examined the things that are out there, I've checked them out, I found out some things that I didn't want to do, and I found out some things that I did want to do, and I decided that I want to do this. You know, there's a lot more to it behind that, but you have really separated yourself from the crowd as far as taking steps to take control of your life. And that's the only way you can ever be given happiness. The only way you'll ever be happy is if you do what you want to do. You will never get happiness if you're waiting for somebody to present you, to give you, to come and offer you and just drop in your lap something that you want. That's more than likely not going to happen. Again, that's dependent on luck. And this is not about luck. Life nowadays is not about luck. We got families that we got to support. We got loved ones that we got to support. We got things that we have to do. We got ourselves that we got to take care of. And this is not about luck. This is about living on purpose. This is about doing things on purpose. So decide what you want to do. Make a choice what you want to do. And then once you make a choice what you want to do, and of course your choice should align with what you like to do, with what resonates with you. And once you make a choice to do what you love to do what resonates with you, you have totally separated yourself from the pack. You know, knowing is half the battle, just like they used to say in G.I. Joe. Again, there's a lot more that goes into it, but these are just some quick, basic, free. These things don't cost anything to do. Doesn't cost anything to think. Not yet, anyway. So we should absolutely choose to think. They say the brain is a tool with which we think that we think, but most of us don't actually think. So, you know, now you have to be a thinker. You have to be a thinker in order to figure out a way to work out your problems and to work out your situation. Throwing money at a situation normally won't help it. Growing, learning, developing is how you change a situation. That's how you grow into a new situation. So make sure you're taking those steps. If you feel the way that I spoke at the top of this video, that things aren't going your way, that you're happy, that you need a change, make a change. Start with where you can. Start with where you are. You know, most people spend a lot of time trying to change the world. I'm telling you, it's easier to change yourself. So this is Maurice Bay. I got to get out of here. I hope everyone has a beautiful day. I hope everyone has a beautiful week. I hope everyone has a beautiful year. I love all of you. Look me up on, Google or YouTube or Facebook. Share this message. Again, I believe that the whole world needs these messages. That's why I keep putting them out there. And according to the statistics that I just heard, the state that most people are in, that a lot of people are in, in debt and in bad relationships and in jobs that they hate and miserable in life and unhappy all the time. From those statistics and what I see, people absolutely need this. So if you see this, share it. Peace. I love you.